We've all been there. You're standing in a museum staring at a painting and all you can think is, I don't get it. To me, knowing the story behind an artwork is a huge part of knowing how to look at it. I'm Amanda, the host of the Art of History podcast, where we view history through the lens of some really great works of art. Each episode, we dive deep into the bigger picture behind some familiar and maybe not so familiar pieces. Check out Art of History now wherever you get your podcasts.
Culture Kids! Thank you for joining us today on another episode. My name is Kristen and I am your host along with my son Asher. Today, we're going to learn about something so important to me, which is a big part of who I am. It keeps me healthy. It keeps me grounded.
Meaning, it brings mommy peace. So not me or Arden.
And it provides a lot of benefits for my mind, body, and heart.
Ooh.
Asher, would you like to share what this is?
Yoga.
Hooray!
Yoga comes from India. It uses breathing practices, exercise, and meditation.
And to our listeners, what is meditation?
Meditation is like sitting for a long time and calming the mind and body.
Nicely put. We're actually going to jump into our Culture Kids word of the week, which is Sanskrit.
Sanskrit is an ancient classical language of India and of Hinduism.
It's important that the practice of yoga honors the Sanskrit language. I'm a 500-hour certified yoga instructor, which means I have been trained for over 500 hours to learn about yoga.
Yay! Learning
the basics of Sanskrit is one of the most important parts of training to become a yoga instructor.
It's showing respect and honoring where yoga came from.
You bet. Yoga is not a religion, but it is seen more as a way of life. For many people today, yoga is simply a way to stay healthy and connect with themselves.
Mind, body, and heart. So the most important part of yoga is not the body or the movement. Wow, it is the mind.
It really is. Many people have adapted yoga for the benefits that suit their personal needs.
Oh, yes.
But the practice of yoga is a lifestyle with its own culture, which stems from thousands of years ago, and it is important that we honor its history and roots.
The history of yoga can be traced back over 5,000 years ago, but some historians think that yoga may be up to 10,000 years old.
What?
The word yoga was first mentioned in the oldest sacred texts called the Rig Veda. Vedas are an ancient Hindu scripture written in Sanskrit.
There are 4 texts that makes the Vedas, but Rig Veda is the oldest.
But there is no mention of any physical part of yoga. This is the part that is more commonly practiced in the world today. The actual movement, stretching, and moving.
It only talks about the mind, worship, and meditation.
Then later, in what we call the classical period of yoga, an important author and philosopher named Patanjali organized the practice of yoga into 8 limbs.
Limbs like arms and legs?
That's a great question. Not the actual arms and legs, but limbs in this case refers to the 8 principles or practices that yoga is made of.
So why is it important to know about the 8 limbs of yoga?
Tell me.
For starters, Asher, the 8 limbs of yoga shows us how to have a healthy body and mind. A healthy mind helps us to be calm, find joy in the smallest things. Can you think of an example of finding joy in the small things?
Oh, yeah. Like playing Pokemon?
Sure. Or spending time with your baby sister Arden, or having family time. My favorite type of joy is when we all snuggle up in bed early in the morning and cuddle.
Oh, yeah. That too.
And a healthy mind can help us find peace when we feel frustrated.
Come on!
Or angry about something. For example, when mommy gets really frustrated, I like to take deep breaths and count to 10. Then oftentimes, my big feelings will go away.
Oh, yeah, I saw you do that. When Arden whines.
Yup. And the 8 limbs of yoga gives us great guidance on how to find this type of peace and joy for our everyday lives. It also helps us to make good choices, like not hitting or kicking, sharing with our friends, and being kind to all living things.
So the first limb is called Yama.
Yama is a practice that focuses on ethical standards. For example, have you heard the phrase, do unto others as you would have them do unto you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like treat others how you want to be treated?
Exactly. Sometimes when we have big feelings, we might want to scream, hit, or even bite.
Oh, no!
But before you do, we have to take a pause and think if that's how you would want someone to treat you.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to do that to me.
Yep. When you take a moment to think about that, you can choose to be kinder. The second limb is called niyama.
Niyama, it kind of sounds like the last one.
Niyama has the discipline to do stuff like brushing your teeth, giving thanks to others.
And taking care of your mind and body.
Exactly. Some people like to meditate or make time for self-care.
Like how mommy does yoga almost every day.
And the third limb is asana.
That's the yoga poses.
Yep. This means we keep the body healthy by moving, exercising, stretching, and more.
I like soccer. So this is my asana.
The fourth limb of yoga is called pranayama. It is breath work.
Breath work? Like keeping our breath clean?
I guess that would be important for breath work. In this case, we're talking about breathing exercises, like when we take deep breaths when we have big feelings. Would everybody listening like to try one?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to count to 4 slowly, and while I count, you're going to inhale. That means to breathe in, and you can hold your breath for 2 counts. And then you're going to exhale, meaning you're going to breathe out while I count to 4. Ready?
Okay, let's try.
Now sit comfortably, and you can close your eyes if it's safe to do so. Take a deep inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Doing this simple breathing exercise can help calm the mind and body for a time of rest. The fifth limb is called pratyahara. This is detaching from the outside world.
Like not caring so much about what everyone is doing all the time?
Yes, that could be it. Sometimes we are easily influenced by other people. We always say in our house to think about what makes you happy and what brings you peace, not what our friends or anybody else like.
Me.
For example, if you like the color pink, then you can like the color pink. If you like the color green, you can like the color green. Just because your friends don't like the color pink or they don't like the color green, that does not mean that you have to change your mind.
Because everyone is different and every family is different, and that's a good thing.
Yup, honoring who you are and what makes you, you.
Mm-hmm.
And only you have the power to decide who you are.
Next is Dharana.
Dharana, which is the 6th limb of yoga, is about concentration.
Like doing your homework or reading.
Yep, sometimes when we are so busy, we forget to stay calm and concentrate on important things in our lives.
I think I can. I think I can.
This practice reminds us to focus on one thing at a time and to take it slowly. Next is dhyana, which is meditation. What was meditation again, Asher?
When you sit still and get calm, you could close your eyes too.
One of my favorite ways to meditate is to sit comfortably, place one hand on your heart, and see if you can find your heartbeat. Then you place the other hand on your belly, and you can sometimes feel your belly rumble or even observe how warm the belly is. And with your eyes closed, quietly, you can say to yourself, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, and may I find peace." Want to try saying that with me? May I be happy,
May I be happy.
may I be healthy,
May I be healthy.
may I find peace.
May I find peace. So peaceful.
And you can continue to close your eyes and think of things that makes you happy.
And last one is samadhi, enlightenment. Is it like finding joy because you're practicing all the other limbs?
Yeah, kinda. The idea is that practicing the other 7 limbs will bring us great joy in the present moment. Instead of getting excited about the next event or the next big thing, to find joy in what we have here, right now, at the present moment. I am right now enjoying talking to Asher in this cozy room in my warm, cozy chair.
And I love playing with this fidget toy while I'm recording this podcast. So a person who's very serious about yoga would always remember these 8 limbs.
Yes, we call them yogis. And each limb that we discussed today goes a lot deeper to other guidelines as well. But for the sake of time, we do have to take a break and end our episode with some jokes, as we always do. Okay, Asher, you can go first.
How does a T-Rex feel about practicing yoga?
How?
He feels like a dinosaur.
I get it. Sore? Because he's sore after yoga. Dinosaur! Okay, my turn. How did the ketchup bottle prove that it is good at practicing yoga?
How?
It said, "I can stretch from my head to tomatoes." To my toes, tomatoes, tomatoes.
Interesting, Mama.
I thought it was funny, but maybe not. Well, that's all we have for today. Please do us a huge favor by leaving us a review so more curious young minds can learn about different cultures and become globe-trotting explorers. And let us know what you want to learn about next by emailing us at culturekidspodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, namaste. And that means the light in me honors the light in you in Sanskrit.
Namaste.